Hello everyone. In this video, I will going to discuss the problem E deleting numbers from the code force is around 670 div 2. So what the problem is all about is that we are given a set of integers from 1 to n and we have to find an unknown variable x, and the variable x we can find using queries of three types, and we cannot perform more than 10,000 queries. So our queries are of this type: AA, which will tell us how many multiples of A are there in the current set; BA will tell us how many multiples are there in the current set, and then it will delete all the multiples except x if x is a multiple. Otherwise it will delete all the multiples. And CA will tell us, will give us that x is equal to x, a, that we have find the final result, which is a, and this can be done only once in the whole queries. So how we're going to do this problem? So let us try to understand. Like, we are given this number 100,000, right? So first of all, n is 100,000, and also if we try to understand this thing, that this number is quite large, and how many prime numbers are there in this 100,000 range. Actually, I have tried. There is one theorem, prime number theorem, which tells us that the number of prime numbers in some n will be in some range n, will be here, I remove this x because I want to write n, will be roughly around n to n divided by log n. This is some prime number theorem. So log n, I think I should write log. So log n, so it will be roughly around this, and this is also called some, the number of this is also, I try to google it, and if you will see the theorem, the answer it is like around 9500. So if we go for all the prime numbers, then we can expect the time limit to exceed, because first of all we have to know that one number is the prime factor or not of our element x. It will take around two queries, b and a query. So it will give us time limit exceeded. It will give us inconsistency that we cannot consider in this way, that all the queries will be processed. So what we can do from here is, like, we have to do some optimization, and what those optimization will be, we have to now discuss that. So first of all, as I told you that x, our prime number, our number x will have some factorization, prime factorization of x will be, which is some number prime, and then its exponent, and then another prime, and then it's another exponent, and all the way to say our, let us say it has k prime factorization factors. So this is kth number, prime number, and its factor. So now now we can find prime numbers up to any number using C, right? But now, first of all, we will try to now, since we have to do the optimization, we have to understand this thing, that the prime factorization of x includes two kinds of primes, right? One are those prime factors which have the exponent to be less than or equal to 1, and one are those prime factors which whose exponent is greater than 1. So the prime factors whose exponent is greater than 1, we will call those prime factors as small prime numbers, right? And the prime factors which will have the exponent less than or equal to 1, we will call those primes to be large primes. So now, what will be the number which will distinguish that up to this point the prime factors will be small or large? That will be square root of n, because if you multiply square root of n to 2 times, then it will give you n. So what we can say that all the prime numbers which are greater than square root of n are definitely large, right? So now what we can do from here is this. Let us say, we have said, now we have said that we have our prime numbers are of small and large kind. So let us say this, the first prime number factor is small, p1s, and its exponent is x1. Similarly, let us say the second prime number is also small, its factor is x2. And we know that large primes can occur only once. So let us, by without loss of generality, let us assume that the last factor, which is the kth factor, is the large prime. So it is the large prime. So p large. and the exponent xk of this will be binary. It will be either 1 or 0, right? So now how we will gonna process these small and large prime numbers, and will calculate the prime factors of x. For small prime numbers, like our n is capital N is given to be up to 100,000. So the square root till the square root, the prime numbers which will come will be around 340 to 330, right? So I have tried to Google it also, that how many numbers are there, prime numbers, which are up to 340. So these are not large. These are, I think, 60 to 70 prime numbers are there. So now let us see. It means that we can do the queries on the small primes easily without having too much to concern about the query limit. So what we can do, we will do the all for all the small prime numbers. We will gonna do this query bp small, which will gonna tell us how many prime numbers and its multiples are there in the set, and it will remove all the prime multiples of this p small except x if x is the multiple of p small, right? This will be done from this bp small. We will do this query for all the small prime numbers, right? This symbol denotes for all. So for all. So now, after doing this query, what we will gonna do now? We will gonna iterate again through p small, but this time we will gonna uh, do this query ap small, which will tell us that after ap small will tell us how many multiples of p small are there in the set. If there are multiples, well, which will be exactly one, not greater than one, because after greater than one, because all the prime multiples of small are deleted except x if x is not deleted, or 0 if x is not the not if p small is not in the prime factorization of x. So then if it is 1, then what we're going to do, we will gonna again query, but this time we will not query for p small. This time we will gonna query for p small into p small. That is, we can say that p small can have a factor of 2 in the prime factorization of x. So we're going to do the query ap small into p small, and it can also be 1 or 0. Similar way, we will go all the way down, we'll try to calculate all the p small factors until we get the p small factors, and also we will try to make sure that p small into p small, and after again multiplying p small, this should not go beyond n. So this will give us the p small x1, p2 small x2, and pk minus 1. Let us say we have here pk minus 1, p k minus 1, and I give the subscript s for small, and we have find all the factors up to this number. So x k minus 1, k minus 1. So till that point we have, if we are find up to how many prime small we can find the factors, we will going to multiply this to our answer, which will initially we will take as 1. So in this way our answer will, after multiplying by all these factors, will become p1 as x1, p2 as x2, pk minus 1 as xk minus 1. Now we will left with this p large with the binary exponent. We have to be very careful here because we don't want to have a query limit exceeded. So what we will going to do here, we will going to do binary search on all the large primes. Let us say we have this set of large primes. So we will have this set of large primes. So what we're going to do from the middle, we will go all the way to the right, and then we will gonna process for each p large from the middle to the largest element of the large prime set. We will gonna process bp large, and bp large can only have two values. It can be 1 or it can be 2. If it is 2, it means that our p large and the x which contains p large are there in the set. So what we will going to do, our answer, whatever be the answer till this point, we will going to multiply this to our p large and output the result. So we will going to do this c answer up to that point, and we will going to multiply this multiply this by p large and output the result p large. Otherwise, if we go through all this range from the middle to the last, and we have not find any BP large with value greater than 1, like it is 2. If it is 2, then this will be here. This will be like this. Otherwise, if it is all 1 or whatever, what we will gonna do then, what we will gonna then process similar to the small primes. We will gonna process AP large queries. Now there is one thing we should be careful, we should be, because this thing here. We said if it is greater than 1, then definitely this is C will be answered into P large. But it can also be the case, that X is itself the large prime number. It has no prime factors other than the large prime number, right? So then it is like we have to finally search over that large prime. So since BP large, we're going to remove all the this will going to remove all the prime large numbers, if X is not the large number, right? So if X is not the large number, it will going to remove all the prime numbers. But let us say if X is here and X is also a prime large number, so it will not going to delete this will be still be there. So for checking this, now we're going to process AP large, and if we find AP large to be 1, then that means that X is itself the P large, and we're going to output the result to be C P large. And if nothing of these two happens, if nothing of these happens, BP large not become 2, AP large not become 1, then we will want to shrink our interval to half, and then we're going to process again in a similar way until we find the last prime factor, which can have an exponent of 0 or 1, and then output the result. So now in this way our interval gets shrinked, and then this will be the middle element, and then we're going to again do all those things to the right, and then we'll again shrink if we not find anything. So now let us look at the code to understand this a little bit better. In this time I will try to explain the code with very carefulness and also with slowness, because last time I went through it very rushed, and I think I didn't like that thing of myself. So what we will want to do, we will have int n, and then we're going to have a number square root, which will be the line up to which we have small prime numbers and the large prime numbers. So this thing is similar to sieve. We used to do in the sieve up to square root of n. We will find that if it is not prime, we will push in the prime. Here we will push in the small prime, and then if after square root plus n, all the primes will be pushed in the large primes. So we have a set of large primes and small primes. So for all the small primes, what we're going to do, we will going to do a B query, and then after that, let us say we have this final answer to be 1. Then but for all the small prime factors, we will gonna process a query. First of all, we will multiply this to the prime factor. If it is greater than 1, we will say return 0. It can, because it cannot have a factor which is greater than n to x, because x is itself from 1 to n. So, and otherwise, if a is giving us some number which is 1, then we will gonna multiply it again by x till the point we will find all the factors corresponding to this x. Similarly for all the small prime numbers, and then up to this point answer into p by x. Why p by x? Because p into x violates this condition, but p by x will not, because p by x will be the one which is satisfied earlier in this loop. After that, now we are left with the large prime numbers. First of all, we will do this query a1, which will tell us how many numbers are there in the set a1, because multiples of 1 are all numbers, so it will give us number of elements in the set. So now while the large prime set is this vector is not empty, we have a size and we have this middle element. From the middle element we will go to the right, and then we will gonna process a B query, which will be 1 or greater than 1. If it is greater than 1, that means that large is also the prime factorization of x. Then we'll multiply this and we'll output the result. Otherwise, we will gonna have to check that whether some number in this range m to t from middle to the last is x itself, that x is itself a large prime. For that, what we have to do, we have to check if we will now output again the number of elements in the set. If the number of elements in the set now and the earlier, the difference is not t minus m, because we have removed t minus m because of the b. But if it is not that case, then it means that one number is still there in that range, which can be our x. So what we will gonna do, we will gonna process a query and correspond to the a query. If it is greater than 0, that is it is 1, then our that large prime number is itself the final result. Otherwise, we will want to shrink our result to the size of initial of the number of elements which is remaining now, and then we're going to do this thing again and again till we find that large prime factor, and then in the final we will output the answer. Otherwise, so in this way we will going to do this thing. I hope you understand today a little bit better. So with this note, I terminate now.